Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. There is much trouble for Niger Coupist as former rebel leader leads internal resistance to reinstate ousted President Bazoum. Alright guys, I'm going to bring that details of that story to you, but please make sure to subscribe to my channel if this is the first time you are here so that you can keep getting updates like this. And if you love what we do for you, please leave a like and share our videos if you appreciate what we are doing for you. Alright guys, before I go ahead to give you that update, I want to quickly remind you that something very significant happened yesterday to Niger hours after they sent away an African delegation. Alright, Nigeria neighboring country Niger has imposed Nigeria, who is the neighboring country of Niger, has imposed fresh sanctions shortly after a diplomatic delegation comprising of African nations and the United Nations was turned away without meeting the junta that seized control in late July. Nigeria's central bank introduced sanctions against military officials linked to the coup, and this action comes a day before an emergency summit of the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) is set to discuss the way forward. ECOWAS had given the military a one-week ultimatum to restore President Mohamed Bazoum, who was ousted, to power. However, after the deadline passed, the military has not taken the military intervention that ECOWAS threatened. Several European and African nations have cautioned that military intervention by ECOWAS should only be a last resort, advocating the diplomatic solutions. ECOWAS confirmed the end of its joint mission and asserted that it will continue to pursue measures to reinstate constitutional order in Niger. The rationale for refusing admission to the delegation was due to concerns about their safety amidst the public's danger. Instead, representatives from neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso, both ruled by military juntas, are supportive of Niger, were granted entry. Niger's armed forces are reportedly preparing for potential conflict, with reinforcements being moved to the capital Niamey. The country closed its airspace due to the threat of foreign interference. The US is becoming more engaged in the conflict, with Acting Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland engaging in challenging discussions with the junta. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned of the risks associated with Russia's involvement and the private military company Wagner in Niger, whose leader, Mohamed Bazoum, was a strong Western ally. While the US aims to restore constitutional order, it's clear that military intervention is not the preferred path. Niger's importance, both strategically and as a uranium producer, is underscored. Away from that, let's take the current update where trouble for Niger as Coupist. Former rebel leader leads internal resistance to reinstate ousted President Bazoum. A former rebel leader and politician in Niger has launched a movement opposing the junta that took power in a July 26 coup. This is the first sign of internal resistance to army rule in the strategically important Sahel country. Rissa Boula said in a statement on Wednesday that his new Council of Resistance for the Republic aimed to reinstate ousted President Mohamed Bazoum, who had been in detention at his residence since the takeover. Niger is the victim of a tragedy orchestrated by people charged with protecting it. The launch comes as diplomatic efforts to reverse the coup appeared stalled after the junta rejected the latest diplomatic mission and the army government of neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso, which backed the armed takeover. Mali and Burkina Faso also appealed to the United Nations to prevent any military intervention. Niger's coup leaders denied entry to African and UN envoys on Tuesday, resisting pressure to negotiate ahead of a summit on Thursday. On Thursday, head of states from the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) would discuss possible use of force. The CRR support ECOWAS and any other international actors seeking to restore constitutional order in Niger, according to Boula's statement, which added that it would make itself available to the bloc for any useful purpose. The member said several Nigerian political figures had joined the group but could not make their allegiance public for safety reasons. Boula played a leading role in uprisings by Tuaregs, a nomadic ethnic group present in Niger Desert North in the 1990s and 2000s. Like many former rebels, he was integrated into government under Bazoum and his predecessor Mahmoud Issoufou. While the extent of support for the CRR is unclear, Bola's statement would worry the coup leaders given his influence among Tuaregs, who control commerce and politics in much of the vast north. Support from Tuareg